are 4 dispositions that I hold dear to my heart that make me a successful teacher every single day. One is that I believe every student can learn, just not in the same day or in the same way. And as a special education teacher, I hold that meaning to my core every day. I believe that all of my students are able to learn. I just have to give them multiple opportunities and different ways of doing it. So what might work for one student will not always work for the second student. Just like it might not be enough time for one day for one student to learn something. It might take them a week or a month. It doesn't mean that they can't learn it. It just means that they need more time and more opportunities. The second disposition that I hold is that educators need to respect and represent student culture. Now, even if the teacher or educator has a different culture than the student, the teacher must respect it and learn about it so that they can make sure that they are truly respectful of the student's culture. In my school, it is a lot of El Salvadorian population, so there's different things like they don't celebrate Halloween, and we need to be aware of that when we are presenting information to our students. A student feels more comfortable and is more willing to learn if their culture is respected. A third is reflection. All educators need to go at the end of the day and reflect on how the day went. It leads to growth for the students and for the educator. When the educator takes the time to go back and think about what had happened and what they could have done differently, it prepares them the best for the next day. That reflection and experience is what makes on-the-job learning so valuable. The fourth and the most important disposition that I hold is relationships. Relationships from educator to educator and educator to student. The relationship between an educator and an educator is very important because collaboration and teamwork creates a better environment for all students. One teacher or educator might have a different idea of how to teach something than you do, or a different strategy, and it is very important to work together to find what's best for the students in that class. If you don't have that relationship, you can't have that collaboration. Educator to student is everything. It is the biggest behavior management tool that a teacher can hold. If you do not have a relationship with a student, you are not going to be able to reach them. They are not going to want to connect or think about or reflect with you. It is so important. One disposition that I could work on to become a better educator is community and leadership. I believe that community is important for school culture, but I do not do anything actively to support that school community. I also do not have any leadership roles, and if I was more involved in that leadership, maybe I would feel more inclined to be a part of the school community. I personally do not believe that there is a look for a professional educator. I do believe that they address or should dress appropriately and use proper language inside and outside of school, because you are a member of the community. So if you're at the grocery store, you are looking nice and you are using the same kind of language you would use in your classroom. I believe that they have good morals and make good choices. I also believe that the standards that guide these professionals are set based off of the state and the district that they work in. I have worked in Arizona and in Virginia in 2 very different school districts, and they have both set guidelines of what the expectation is for their teachers, and it is like a rubric, just like you would be in a class with this is exceeding, this is meeting, and this is approaching. And that is very valuable.